I swear this is a filmmaking story. When I was getting married, one of my responsibilities for the wedding was to find a photographer, and I went from photo studio to photo studio to photo studio. And one of the most expensive ones had this beautiful showroom and these sample albums laid out. And the person who was there showed me this one sample album, and I started thumbing through the album, and I get like 20 pages in, and I say, you know what, no thanks. And she says, can I ask why? And I said, yeah, your photography's terrible. And she rightfully got offended. And I said, well, let's go from the first picture on. The first picture, you are shooting in direct sunlight with no fill in the shadows, and so you can't see any detail on the groom's face. On the second picture, this beautiful soft focus picture of a bride outside of a church. But the bricks on the wall are behind her in perfect focus. It's not soft focus, it's out of focus. There were pictures at a reception where they were shot with a flash and the room was completely black. And so the only thing you could see out of this reception was the two people standing there toasting the photographer. And I said, if you had skilled photographers, they would know the difference between out of focus and soft focus. They would know how to position themselves so you're never having direct sunlight on your bride or groom. They would know how to expose their film so that they could use a longer shutter speed and still use the flash so that they can capture those people up front but still capture some of the activity behind them. When I look at production company reels, I see that same kind of thing. I look at them critically. When I see a montage, the first thing I do is turn down the sound, because they didn't create that music. They're not a music production company. They're a production company. So I look at each shot, and I try and figure out what story they're trying to tell. Because if I look at a production company montage, and it's just a montage, that proves to me two things. One, they can get a hold of good footage, which most of us can, relatively easily. And two, their editor can count to 4. When I was in film school, our intermediate film instructor gave us a list of things that we shouldn't include in student films because they come off as amateurish. Dream sequences, flashbacks, time travel, guns, and montages. It's okay to do a montage in a story if it furthers the story. But if you're just cutting footage together, just because it's cool and pretty and cuts to the beat, any intermediate film student can do that. That doesn't show skill or expertise. When I look at a demo reel for a production company, I want to see completed projects that move me to want to buy products. Because that's what the advertisers need. They don't need a pretty montage. They need to move stuff off the shelves.